Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Saturday, the 1st of May. Today we're reading Psalm 44 as we follow McShane's readings. It's a wonderful psalm. It begins, "We have heard with our ears, O God. Our fathers have told us what you did in days long ago." And he recites how God had given them the victory, driven out the enemies, he'd given them the land, he provided for them. He goes out to their armies, pushes back the enemies. God gives them the victory. And he ends in verse 8 with the following: "In God we make our boast all day long, and we will praise your name forever." And so on that point, we need to remember that all the victories we have and the blessings we have and the good things that we see in our lives are ultimately given to us by God. So up to verse 8. But verse 9, the psalm takes a turn, and the psalmist says, "But now you have rejected and humbled us. You no longer go out with our armies." And suddenly he's saying, that was what you did in the past. We're not experiencing that now. We're seeing the opposite. Our armies are losing. Our enemies are in the ascendance. We're on the run. And he even looks to God and says, all this happened to us, verse 17, all this happened to us, though we had not forgotten you or been false to your covenant. And so he's saying, we're suffering this way, and I can't see what we've done to deserve it. I can't see why this has happened to us. And sometimes life is exactly like that. It takes a turn and things go wrong. And we'd love to be able to step back, look at our lives and say, oh, okay, so A, B, and C, we did that, therefore things went wrong. But sometimes that's not the case. Things go wrong and we look and we can see no reason. We can see there are no dots to join together. We say, God has blessed us in the past. We're now in this terrible place of anguish and loss. And we can't see what we've done. Why has this happened? And that's what the psalmist's experience. And the psalmist's response to this is not to say, oh, well, therefore we can forget about God. He doesn't deliver. Or we better look for some other God because they might deliver for us. No, that's not what he says. Indeed, picks it up in verse 23. "Awake, O Lord. Why do you sleep? Rouse yourself. Do not reject us forever. Why do you hide your face and forget our misery and oppression?" He calls out to God. God, help us. He doesn't look away from God. He draws closer to God. "We are brought down to the dust. Our bodies cling to the ground. Rise up and help us. Redeem us because of your unfailing love." And he recognizes that in the midst of their despair, their only hope is to cry out to God, trusting that God will deliver. That God might not deliver this afternoon, maybe not even tomorrow or next week, but who else have we got to hang on to? Who else can we appeal to other than God? And that's why the scripture is so wonderful. It is so real to life. And so I pray that your life will be full of blessing and that you'll see God's hand in it and that you'll live thankfully and live a life of praise to God for what he has given you. And where things are going wrong, that you won't turn away from God, but that you'll pull in closer to God, appeal to him, cry out to him, hold on to him, and know that he does hear us. He will answer in his time. We might not understand it. It might not make sense. We might be like the Psalms. We don't know why this is happening. But we keep clinging to God, keep trusting with a deep knowledge that he is there, that he does hear, that he will respond. That we can believe and hang on to and depend upon. So know that and share it. Encourage other people with the love of God day by day. And be blessed.